Brake vans are an essential part of the Northwestern Railway. They can be usually seen at the back of a goods train and are usually used for emergencies in case a runaway occurs. Toad is one of these brake vans. He has very strong brakes, helps to keep the trucks in line, and is always happy to help when needed, especially since he is good friends with Oliver and Douglas. But sometimes, he often wishes for a desire to do something more than just the usual stuff. That summer, the Duke and Duchess of Boxford have come to visit their summer house on the island of Sodor. Spencer, their private engine, have brought them over from the mainland. While the Fat Controller's engines are happy to see the Boxfords, they weren't too pleased about Spencer's visit.
Make way! Streamlined engine coming through.
Show off. Oliver was being filled up with coal in Tidmouth Yard before getting ready to take a supply train over to Arlesburg West. Toad sat in a siding nearby. We sure got a busy day today, Mr. Oliver. Indeed, Toad. Let's hope those trucks be on their best behavior today. Just then, Spencer puffed boldly in.
Move along, small engine. Important private engines like myself should always be cold first, you know.
Well, you're gonna have to wait for a few secs, Spencer, because not only was I here first, but my fireman has just gone to the station to get a newspaper.
Ha! That may be so, but I'm more important than any of you Sodor engines. After all, I take the Duke and Duchess anywhere they want to go. From here to everywhere, any place else on the mainland or on Sodor. Ah, yes, there's absolutely no other finer engine than me.
Forgive me for saying this, Mr. Spencer, but no one can say that you are the only finest engine in the world. Still, it must be an honor to carry passengers too. If only I could do the same.
You? Carry passengers? Don't make me laugh. Why would anyone want to travel in a common, filthy little brake van like you? You've got nothing of the glamour as I do.
Oi! That's no way to speak to Toad like that, you hypocrite! He's more important than you would ever believe. He even keeps the most troublesome trucks on the railway behave, something that you never know anything about.
For you, maybe, but I'm just stating a point. No one would ever want a pleasant ride in him anyway.
Oliver decided it would be useless to retaliate with Spencer, so he said nothing. Toad, on the other hand, felt very unhappy. He was still miserable even after they had started away with the goods. Oliver tried to comfort him. Take no notice of what that oversized silver bullet had to say. You know that's how he is with every engine sometimes. But what if he's right, Mr. Oliver? What if I'm not suitable for carrying passengers? Nonsense. Spencer knows nothing of the sort. And I'm sure you'll be as good with passengers just as you do with trucks. You know, they do have special brake van rides on several heritage lines over on the mainland where visitors can experience the thrill of what it is like traveling in one. Bill and Ben also pull these sorts of trains too at the clay pits. Oh, do they? Well, that's good to hear. Maybe I could do the same. Thank you, Mr. Oliver. You've cheered me up. Although he still wished he could take passengers, little did Toad know was that that chance would come sooner than he had hoped for. The next day, Spencer was speeding along the main line to Knapford Station. The Duke and Duchess had been invited for a special luncheon upon request of the Fat Controller. He was still thinking about Toad.
Ha! Silly old brake van. Always having his head up in the clouds about taking passengers. What a foolish dream.
By the time Spencer reached Knapford, he felt very pleased with himself. The Duke and Duchess stepped out of their coaches where the Fat Controller came to greet them. "Good afternoon, your graces. I trust you had a pleasant and smooth ride?"
Oh, yes indeed, Sir Topham. It was rather good.
"All right, Spencer. We'll be off then. We'll see you later after we've finished."
Yes, sir. Enjoy your day.
But after the Boxfords left with the Fat Controller, Spencer's driver and fireman began inspecting the A4 Pacific all over.
What are you two doing? Is there anything wrong with me? You're making me nervous.
I sensed a burning smell as we were travelling along. We're just looking to find out what it is. Hopefully not too serious.
Just then the fireman came up. "Hey, look at this!" He pointed to Spencer's tender. Sure enough, they saw black smoke coming from underneath it.
Good Lord! Thank heavens we weren't going that fast.
Well, whatever's the matter? Out with it.
You've run a hot axle box on your tender. You shan't be going anywhere until it is fixed, I'm afraid.
Spencer was aggravated, but there was no help for that. When the Fat Controller and the Duke and Duchess returned, the driver explained what had happened. "Oh dear, how will we ever get back to our summer house now?" Just then they all heard a whistle. It was Oliver. He and Toad had just taken a goods train to the harbor and are now heading back to the branch line. The Fat Controller then had an idea. He quickly spoke to the station master, who then waved them down with a red flag. "Hello? What's happened here? Has there been an accident or something?" "No, Oliver, but we are in a spot of bother. Spencer is broken down, and the Duke and Duchess need to get back to their summer house before evening. Given that you already finished your job for the day, can you help them, please?" "We'd be delighted to help, sir. I haven't got any coaches myself, but I'm pretty sure the Boxfords are more than welcome to travel in Toad if they like." "Me? I mean, yes, I can. That sounds like an excellent idea, Mr. Oliver. In fact, it'll be quite an honor." "Then it's settled." The Duke and Duchess looked over at Toad and smiled.
Oh my, what an adorable little brake van.
"I agree, and very smart too. In fact, one of my good friends actually used to work as a guard on one of these brake vans back in the old days. What is your name?" "It's Toad, your graces." "It's a pleasure to meet you, Toad, and we're most grateful of you and Oliver helping us." "Not at all, sir. Climb aboard." As soon as the Duke and Duchess climbed into Toad, Oliver puffed steadily away, chuckling at Spencer's predicament. "Well, well, well, not so grand now, are you, Spencer?"
Shut up! It's not funny.
"You're right, it's not funny. It's amusing."
Oh, the shame.
Everyone had a splendid time. Toad's guard made the Duke and Duchess very comfortable as he can, and Toad himself felt very proud to be carrying passengers in him at long last. Soon, they arrived at the summer house just as the sun was about to set. The Duke and Duchess got out and came over to thank Oliver before turning their attention back to Toad. "Thank you very much, Toad, for giving us a smooth and comfortable ride."
Indeed, you are a really useful and excellent brake van.
"Not at all, Your Graces. It has been my pleasure." "See, Toad? It just goes to show that even a brake van can be good at carrying passengers too." And Toad felt like he was the luckiest brake van on Sodor and hoped that he might get another chance of taking passengers again. I hope so too. Don't you?
I just can't believe this. Why did such a splendid day have to turn into a disaster? And my Duke and Duchess having to travel, of all things, in a brake van. Oh, when will I be back in service, Victor?
I'm sorry, my friend, but mandate that tether of yours is going to take a few weeks to repair, so it looks like you'll be stuck in here until you're back at steam, I'm afraid.
What? Oh, the humiliation.